Hey, what's up, Rick? This is a quick demo video for you for your OWK Apprentice by KR Sabers. This is installed with the Goth Master Chassis kit that you provided that has a Proffie V3 in it. You've got stock V3s in here. You'll see those a little bit better when I light those up. There you go. But to get to your chassis, well, first it's a 2-button setup, right? So your 2 plungers, your red plunger is your power, your gold plunger over here is your auxiliary switch. How to get to your chassis is you want to come over here and unscrew this Covertech. All right, so we'll just unscrew this real quick. The screw and the Covertech are put together, so it's very convenient. You can just take that entire thing off. Take your handle. Now you can either slide it over like this to expose the Goth Master chassis, or you can completely take it off. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll take it off for now so that I can show you what's going on in here. But you have a 28mm KR speaker. This is your Goth chassis. I'm trying not to drop these because they are on magnets. All right, so you got your kill switch right there in the middle. This is the crystal that you provided, so left that in there. You've got a single Neopixel right under this crystal that I'll show you here in a second for this. You've got 2 separate 3-pixel accent strips to light up this area right here. And of course, this is your battery cover. To get to your board, what you want to do is first take off your battery cover. All right, so you can just lift that entire thing up like that. That exposes your battery. You can take it out like that. Next thing you want to do is come over here and lift up your crystal chamber. Just lift it straight up. Can be hard to do on camera. So just pop that straight out like that. Easy to do when you're on the desk, but hard to do when I'm holding it up. And then last piece, you want to take this gold piece right here, or this brass piece, and lift it up like that. I did have to join all of my wires right here, so you will see some wiring. There is no way around that. I had to wire up this upper piece, put it in place, wire up this bottom chassis, slide it in, lock it down, and join everything right here. You don't have to do that too often, but on some installs you do have to do that. So that's what I did right there. Your board is up in here, so access to your SD card and your micro USB from right there. All right. And then you can do whatever you need to do and then put these back in order. So first it would be the piece that goes right in front of your board. That will snap right into place. And then you take this crystal chamber piece and drop it straight down as well. So we'll drop it down. Everything will line up on the magnets and it's back together. And then lastly, we can take our battery cover and slap it right there too. All right, and that's how you do that. Now I noticed on your config you had a pretty it was a pretty complex config. You have a lot of sound fonts. I looked at your config before I loaded one on here, and what I noticed was you only had it set up for 1 blade. So I didn't use that. What I did was I made my own, but I only used one of your sound fonts. I used the Death Stick sound font. I put a copy of the config file on the SD card so that you can see what I did. So I'll just try to explain it to you real quick. There's 3 blade styles. First one's going to be your blade. The second blade style for single pixel is going to be your crystal chamber. The third and final blade style is right here. Even though you have 6 LEDs, you have 2 separate 3-pixel strips. They're wired together, so it's going to be a count of 3 pixels on that third blade style. All right, and then also pay special attention. I did shared power pins. I defined that on this because all of the blade styles are sharing the same power pins, which is 2 and 3 for the blade. Okay, so I only did 1 font. Put it on your SD card. It should be pretty easy to follow. You can incorporate that into your font, or I'm sorry, into your config, and do whatever you want there. All right, but we'll come over here and we will flip this kill switch down.
Not this time. And this time you won't escape.
Now it may be a little hard to see on camera because they're pretty bright, but I've got your crystal pulsing and a slow scroll for the upper piece up here. Everything's on a timer, so if you don't turn this thing on right away, they will time out on you so they don't kill your battery. But red is your power.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
Then I got your crystal to a solid color, solid blue, and this is a fast scroll up here, and of course it matches your blade. All right.
I guess they don't make them like they used to.
And then I gave you twist off. Now we'll come over here and we can slide this guy back on. So you've got the reveal there. Now, of course, when you have the handle on and you slide it over for the reveal, you can only see your crystal chamber. You're only going to see the upper blinkies when you kind of take this down a little bit. All right. So we'll slap that on, slide it back over, and then we could lock our Covertech wheel back on, and it locks everything down. All right, so we'll lock that down tight. Come back here, tighten up your pommel because I do loosen it a little bit to do all of that. And now this thing is as solid as can be.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
Auxiliary.
I guess they don't make them like they used to.
We'll put a blade in here. So this takes a 1-inch diameter Neopixel blade. And then we'll lock it down. So you have two different grub screws that can be that are visible on this saber. You only want to mess with one of them. All right, so we'll turn this on real quick, try to get it to zoom in. You have a little grub screw right here in this pocket. Don't mess with that guy. That is what's holding the upper chassis piece in place, so you don't ever want to loosen that. You want to come over here. This is your blade retention screw right here, so only mess with that guy. All right.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
This is a very nice saber. First time I've got to hold one of these. It's super solid, very well constructed. The blade lock up.
I guess they don't make them like they used to.
This will get a little bit annoying because I only did the one font, but your blaster bolts, of course, on a 2-button setup is just tapping the button. And for blade lock up, it's holding the button down and hitting the saber. When you do it on the config that I've got loaded, you got to hit it a little bit because I've got your clash threshold up to about 3.5. You don't have to have it that high. That's just a typical config that I have that I just build from. All right. But when you go to incorporate that into your own, 3.2 to 3.4 is what I usually do.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
So if you want that blade lock up, hold down the aux and hit it pretty tough. Just like that. You're not going to hurt it.
Make them like they used to.
We'll twist it off and then we'll start breaking this guy back down. Not too much to go over since I've got the one font on there, but you get the idea. Everything's working like it should. Pop the blade out, come back over here, take our Covertech completely off. I am going to slide the handle off. We can sit here for just a second until these time out so that you can see these are, in fact, on a timer, just like that, right? And then we'll flip the kill switch. Well, actually, we'll turn it on.
Not this time. And this time you won't escape. Rethink your life.
Keep it turned on until we flip our switch. And we killed everything just like we wanted to. And then we can take this off. The positive side is located over here by your kill switch. You should be able to pop the battery right out, just like that. But that is basically your OWK Apprentice with the Goth Master chassis. Let me know if you have any questions, and if not, I'll get this out in the mail to you by tomorrow. Thanks.